continuing to go through the books that I have in my second location that I opened this year. The books that basically I pulled off the sales floor to make space, um, and I have them. Oh, there's easily hundreds back in. I have this. Well, there's a bathroom, and then sort of behind the bathroom, there's another little space. A little. It's tiny. It's a small space, but it's kind of like a. It's where the power switches for all the electrical and whatnot. Anyway, it's way back there, and I have books spilling into the bathroom essentially. I've had that for a while because of clearing off the space in the store. And so now I'm finally getting to those books, and there are a lot to go through. I never went through these books, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books, just a variety. Some of them are older like these. Some of them are kids' books. Some of them, like today, I went through a box of kids' book, largely kids' books, except for this. And what do you call it? And there was, in addition to these, there were a couple other books that I'm going to list on Amazon, and the rest of them are going to go into the store so we can have a selection of vintage kids books. I'm sure there's more back there as well. I've been chipping away at it because we just need to clear it out, go through it, decide what's going to go in the store, what we're not going to use, what's going to go online, and free up all of that space so that all that space in the back can essentially become storage for back stock and anything else we need. So these are 3 books by Jules Verne, who was a sci-fi fantasy writer. And these are all, as you can tell, they're kind of similar looking in terms of they're the same size. They'll have dust jackets. They have kind of a similar feel in terms of the illustrations and the artwork on them. And it is from, as you can see on the back here, Associated Booksellers from Connecticut. And so all of these, as I was going through them, I was noticing that they were from the same publisher and they look similar. And I was going to sell them individually, but then decided to just put them in a lot and price it at around $100, taking offers. So I took photos of them. I'm going to list it either today or tomorrow and get these up there. Let's see. The dates vary. They're basically, let's see this one, For the Flag. This is from 1961. These are in really great condition as well. And there's no images. I mean, there's no illustrations or images or anything like that in here. I'm always looking for that stuff as well when it comes to books in general, but especially fiction books, sci-fi, fantasy, anything like that, or vintage books like these. This one does have an image here. The Steam House, Part 2. Oh, okay. Tigers and Traders. And this one is from 1959. And then the third one here, which I'm not sure how to pronounce that, the Begum's Fortune. Oops, here. And this one, I don't think this one has any images either. No. This one here is from 1958. So 58, 59, and 61. Now, the prices individually on eBay ranged from, one of them was around $40. The other one, it was from $40 to around like 55. Yeah, on the low end. So over $100 for all of them. But when I looked at the solds, they weren't selling through in the last 90 days. So I figure putting all 3 together in a lot, taking offers, pricing it for a decent amount, but also reasonable. And I feel pretty confident I can get a sale on this. I'm going to price it $100, taking offers, that kind of thing. And we'll see how long it takes to sell it. So when you come across any author, a bunch of books from the same author, this isn't very many of them, but the fact that they're vintage, they're from the same publisher, they kind of have the same look, the same feel, says to me that they should go together. There might even be more that they wrote from this publisher, that were published from this publisher. But nonetheless, these are the 3 that I have for now. We'll see if there's any others back there, but I'm going to list these together for now. Yeah, any type of, if it's the same author, book series, a set, always put those together. I do a lot of book lots on eBay, book sets, book series. Anytime you can get something like that together, people love to buy things together if they are from the same set, from the same author. I do the same thing. I've gotten a lot of books the last couple of years from, or donated books from, that are a lot of mystery books. Excuse me. And many of them were the same author. So I just lot them up. It could be 8 books. It could be 15. It could be as many 30 books. And they do really well. I've sold through most of those. I don't have very many left. I just got some more today that they donated. So if you are getting donations, if you are doing free book pickups, free book and media pickups, if you are going to, it could be a garage sale. Somebody could be getting rid of their collection of a particular author. It could be something like this. It could be newer. It could be all the Harry Potters together. It could be, whatever it is. And if you see that, try to make a deal. Say, oh, I'll buy them all off of you. Maybe you can get a good deal for it. You'd be surprised at what people are getting rid of or aren't asking much for. You can potentially find stuff like this at the thrift store too, but the prices might be too high to put it into a lot unless it's a higher priced series or set or lot or that type of thing. For vintage books like this, you're going to want to, of course, find, because there's going to be different copies more than likely with different dust jackets, or there could be no dust jacket. Of course, these are hardcover, which is completely different than paperback. So you want to check and see if there's any that have the exact same, like for these, the exact same dust jacket, the same year. Oftentimes it will not say that it's a first edition printing or anything like that, but nonetheless, you look for that as well. Look for the condition. Sometimes what they call the dust jacket will be clipped, or it'll be clipped here or here. Look for that. Take pictures of it if there's any issues or any damage, that kind of thing. Always look for that as well. These are in great shape, thankfully. None of them are clipped. They're saying this one's a Fitzroy edition. This one as well. I don't know about this one. I don't think this one is, whatever the Fitzroy is. Oh, maybe. So just look for similarities, things like that. Condition. Like this one's got a little, what you would call age tanning or sun tanning here in the front. Just take a picture of that. The page edges are in great condition, great shape. So another thing I do is I will take the dust jacket out and I will photograph it with it flat. And then I'll also photograph the actual cover and the spine laid down and the cover, so people can see that it is the book that they're looking for, that kind of thing. Because sometimes, people want to be sure that even though it's the right dust jacket, it might be the wrong edition of the book, kind of a thing, which is going to be pretty rare. But just make sure that people see all of that as well when you're taking your photos. The more photos, the better, especially for collectible vintage types of books that people are looking for, the particular edition, the particular year, particular publisher, that type of thing. Sometimes they're looking for a particular printing. So just be upfront with people as to the exact kind that you have, because it will really help your store in selling your items quicker, as well as limiting any returns or issues that people might have with buying them. So the more that you research, the better, essentially. The more you learn about, in this example, vintage books, also specifically sci-fi or fantasy. Honestly, it doesn't matter what the genre is or who the author is. As long as you have your eBay app. For vintage stuff, you're not usually going to use Amazon, but it's mostly going to be eBay. I use abebooks.com, abebooks.com for research. I don't sell on there. They're not going to have as much traffic as eBay or Amazon. I've never sold on there, so I don't have that personal experience, but they're great for researching, getting an idea of what a book is going for on there, comparing that to eBay, seeing if there's anything on Amazon, although usually for these kind of books, I don't look on Amazon, but just getting that general sense of where the price is. You can also just go to Google and just type it in But there's usually plenty of information between eBay and Abe Books to really make a decision about whether it's worth selling, number one, and how much you're going to price it for. Something like this could take a while to sell, or because I've lotted them together, it could sell pretty quickly. We'll see. I'll let you know. Yeah, so I recommend selling book lots in general, but collectible, older vintage books are always awesome to get into and learn about. All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.